New this morning, President Biden is making a sweeping move to ban all future offshore oil and natural gas drilling on America's east and west coast, the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and Alaska's North Bering Sea. A senior administration official working in climate and energy calls the move, quote, one of the most significant climate actions the president could take. It comes 2 weeks before the inauguration of President-elect Trump, who will likely try to repeal it. But Biden is using authority under the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act, which will make it difficult for Trump to undo.
Wow, people. That's all I can say is wow. Good morning, good day, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Friendship Pearson. Welcome to Friendship Blue, January 6th of 2025. It's Monday, 9:18 a.m. Let's say it together as we grind it out. Praise God, for whom all blessings flow. If at first you don't succeed, try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. People, I'm wondering, is the character of our Commander-in-Chief, Joseph Robinette Biden, is it gradually fading, and the decisions that he's making reflects that? Or is he becoming a spiteful old man, sabotaging the possible progress of Trumpdom? He did say he would drill, baby, drill, but yet this is the polar opposite. 625 miles. That's a lot of miles, baby. I'm gonna block it. Forget about what the people wanted. The vote said, drill, baby, drill. And so here we are again in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes to go. Here's Joe. The ref calls the timeout, has a huddle, changes the rules. You can't even score your touchdown to win the game. I say that qualifies as a spiteful old man, sabotaging thing. What you think? As I pointed out in yesterday's video, when I did my little history, the first thing that Joe Biden did, the first day in office, he closed down the Wisconsin pipeline. Thousands of jobs were hurt, let alone vendors. And then, yesterday when I did the video, he blocked the sale of U.S. steel to Japan. And now, of course, like I said, he reduced the oil production, blocking any future drilling. Wow. You have to ask yourself, what is his motivation? And who is his allegiance to? Well, we're going to explore that and much more. And I think you'll be quite surprised. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's the call of the gods that are ruling things right about now. It's a global move. Oh, yeah.
Well, the American people certainly didn't vote for less energy development in the United States. In fact, energy was on the ballot during this election, and energy won. And unfortunately, these kinds of midnight regulations that are being put in place by the Biden administration are going to undermine American energy security and hurt American consumers. That's not what America voted for. And I'm calling today on the United States Congress to lift this new moratorium because it's going to harm consumers and it's going to undermine American energy security.
Well, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Liz Peek, jump in here because this administration is completely ignoring what the people just voted for as they put these new rules in, as they're walking out the door. Now Trump is going to need congressional approval.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, Maria. And as Mike has very succinctly said, voted for more energy development, not less. Mike, my question to you is, does the Congressional Review Act supersede this elimination of acreage? And also, I've not seen any...
It's crazy, people. It should be some type of law that maybe the last 30 days when you're in office, you just can't do this type of stuff because it doesn't give time for the voter to really digest and wrap their mind around it. You know, people, I learned about this at 3 o'clock last night. I just happened to get up, fighting the cold still. I'm fighting the cold, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lay in the bed, do some research. And this popped up. I'm like, wow, Joe is at it again. And it makes me wonder, what else will he try to do? People, America is energy. America is money. America is production. So what the hell is he doing? What is he doing? Let's go back. Biden moves to ban new oil drilling in Atlantic and Pacific waters. Bloomberg.
Biden is set to impose a sweeping ban on new offshore oil and gas development across 625 million acres of U.S. coastal territory. Bloomberg News reports the announcement, expected Monday, will block the sale of drilling rights in the Atlantic, Pacific, and parts of the eastern Gulf of Mexico. However, leasing will still be allowed in the central and western Gulf of Mexico, which supplies about 14% of the nation's oil and gas production. This move aligns with Biden's climate goals to decarbonize the U.S. economy by 2050. The ban relies on the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act, which allows presidents to restrict drilling permanently. Notably, the law has withstood challenges before, including a 2017 attempt by Donald Trump to reverse similar protections introduced by Barack Obama. This decision further cements Biden's legacy in climate action and could shape future U.S. energy policy. President Joe.
Translated, he is crippling us. Like we got a prosperous economy already. This is what you do. This is a problem, people. This is too much power. This is too much power for me. This is too much power. But there's a transformation that they're not telling us about. And they're hiding it under the guise of, I'll show you.
On the campaign trail, President-elect Donald Trump vowed to lower consumer prices that soared during the pandemic. His solution, boosting oil supplies.
The top 5 gasoline-producing countries produce 52% of the global supply that's enjoyed by 195 countries worldwide.
Those countries are Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, the United States, and Canada.
I think what could happen is that China and Russia in particular, if we start increasing the amount of gas that we produce here in the United States, they may actually reduce the amount of gasoline that they are producing, which in turn would keep the gas prices that we see at the pumps.
James Kirby Easterling, a supply chain expert at Eastern Kentucky University.
I have faith in American leadership that they already see through that game and that we have a plan. I have been studying oil production since I was 20-something years old. And the research that I did, the people I interviewed back in the day, one of the best kept secrets is that we have enough oil here in America to be independent already. And that the drilling was stopped way back in the day. And that's a problem all day. But people, like I said, here we have a president acting against the will of the people. I pointed out in yesterday's video that as he blocked the sale of U.S. steel, he had mentioned a international threat, if you will. Well, my thing is, the experts are saying, you put us in a vulnerable situation now. If we have any type of crisis, when you add up all these major things that Biden has done since he's been president, we're dancing on one leg. we're hobbling. And that's a security issue. Do you understand? Especially when you don't have a viable alternative for jobs and energy to make up the difference. So you don't, so you cannot keep the prices from going up. This is how I'm looking at it. Here's a gentleman who explained it in a little bit more detail.
Well, I think the Department of Interior is going to feature prominently in Trump's plans to open more federal lands to oil and gas and drilling. When you hear this drill, baby, drill, frequently what they're talking about is drilling on federal lands. Burgum has deep connections with the fossil fuel executives and companies that helped. He connected many of them to Trump's campaign to make large donations to the campaign. So you can see a future where they will lease more land for drilling and potentially reverse Biden-era policies where they lease some of that public land for more wind and solar. Just a total change in concept here.
And Trump also plans on appointing Chris Wright, the CEO of a Denver-based fracking company, to be the next Department of Energy secretary. Let's listen to what he said about climate change in a video uploaded to his personal YouTube account in January 2023.
There is no climate crisis, and we're not in the midst of an energy transition either. Humans and all complex life on Earth is simply impossible without carbon dioxide. Hence the term carbon pollution is outrageous.
Let's hear that again. Listen to it. Because I asked the question a little bit earlier. What is Biden's motivation? Who is his allegiance to? The American people have spoken. They're saying, drill, baby, drill. What is Biden saying? He's saying sea change. Listen.
January 2023.
There is no climate crisis, and we're not in the midst of an energy transition either. Humans and all complex life on Earth is simply impossible without carbon dioxide. Hence the term carbon pollution is outrageous.
That's deep, ain't it? See, the less education you have, you don't have enough in your arsenal to fight the thing. This thing has been pushed very heavy by two major people I pointed out before in other videos. One, as soon as Al Gore lost to George Bush, that became his claim of fame. Run around the world talking about climate change. And also the British architect has been King Charles. That's what he talks about all the time. But why? That's the question. Why? Why? Listen to this. Joe Biden was overseas in Egypt 2 years ago at this place, the COP. This is where all this is coming from. Biden has an allegiance and he wants to do his part. That's what this is about. And I'm going to go in more detail to show you this thing in relation to the historical Egyptian concept and the sun god Ra. That there is, in my humble opinion, a connection between what Joe is doing and the world is doing, and the sun gods of old who are trying to take over the planet. It's deep.
Sure. Well, even before we get into that, I just want to say, looking at President Biden after the midterms, Anne-Marie, and the surprise wins, he is coming off of something akin to a victory lap here. He is in his element. He was very calm. He is talking to people who want the U.S. to succeed in climate action. And looking at the remarks that he made, he got applause after applause after applause. I was writing a couple down. Rejoining the Paris Climate Agreement. Applause. He also took a dig at the former president, President Trump, saying he didn't understand why the U.S. actually got out in the first place. He also said last year in Glasgow, COP26, that the U.S. was able to get 2/3 of the world's GDP to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. More applause there. And one of the biggest applause was when he said the U.S. will meet our emissions targets by 2030. This is something that when President Biden got into office, he said America is back. This is what people want to hear. It gives people, happiness, along with, I'm sure, some spine tingling.
So who's right? Is there such a thing as this being a problem? Who's right? Because people, I want to drill down to the bottom. Either this thing is true, and the way it's being conducted is hurting great nations like America, or it's one of the biggest lies ever fostered. We want to give people the benefit of the doubt. But again, this last minute moves by this man right here. Just like the U.S. Steel thing yesterday, blocking it at the last minute. It makes you wonder, is this a sneak attack by a higher power or entity? Because I don't see any negotiation being done that as we, quote unquote, transform into new energy sources, all I see is reduction. And like I said, I still haven't done the video. I can't tell you how many blocks here in Chicago are now going from two lanes to one lane, because now they have bicycle lanes. They're pushing no cars for the future. They're pushing, well, ride your bicycle. They're pushing the concept of 15-minute cities. And all you have to do is just go walk your dog or, pedal down the street, any street in Chicago, you can see the transformation. It's happening. And so now there's apparently this tug of war between Trump and Biden in terms of what the will of the people want versus what the globalists want. Let's just keep it real. And again, I look at it as a sneak attack, because this is not something that's being put out here in general so we can sit down and debate. It's like, well, let me use my power, and at the end, I'm going to sneak it and jam it down your throat. And now guess what? You're going to have to go to Congress. From the research I did since last night, you're going to have to go to Congress. I put you in a quagmire, but it won't be that easy for you, Trump, just to overturn this thing. You got to go through Congress. This is what I meant last night, people, when I did that video. Let me show you which video I'm talking about. When I did this video last night, in 15 days, who will be Trump's nemesis to energize the blame game? This is in part what I meant. They're going to exercise the 5 Ds. Delay, deny, debate, derail, then destroy. So now we got the energy issue. I can go ahead and take the power that I have and undo some stuff. But it's going to be hard as hell for you to put it back on the books. And now you got to go through Congress. You got to convince all these people from all these states to now put this thing back. Even though we voted. Even though many of us felt, well, we find we can have a sigh of relief. Imagine going to battle, you'd have took your helmet off, you'd have put the gun to the side, you'd have took your boots off, put some sandals on, you're relaxing, because you're feeling victorious. And then this guy comes up, out of nowhere, changes the whole game. You're like, damn. You're like, damn. I gotta go back and fight again? And I gotta wait for Congress? Y'all know the history of Congress. The odds are ain't no slam dunk. And it's a convenient excuse again for Trump or whomever to say this is why we can't get it done as quick as we need to get it done. In the meantime, the prices of energy might go up. Or we might lose the war altogether. People, let me tell y'all something. Don't y'all celebrate this man. I don't care what political persuasion you are. You need to wake the hell up right away. You need to wake the hell up right away. because America is being spoken to. Get up out of your feelings, Republican versus Democrat. You need to act like an American. Because oil touches just about every aspect of our lives. And if you cut production, yeah, it might take a few months to work through the economy. But baby, once it hit, you know good and well, once prices go up, it's hard to get them to go down. And it's not going to discriminate against one group versus another, political versus Republican versus Democrat. Everybody going to have to pay a higher cost. This is not how we want the country to go. We all can agree on one thing. We need a viable economy, an economy that works for us, and it runs on all cylinders. And if there's going to be a change, then you should give a reasonable period of time to make that adjustment, so I don't lose my house, so I don't lose my car, so you don't mess up my credit. This is a spiteful, mean, vindictive, not only sabotage. This is not only un-American. This is hell. Now let me throw something at y'all. This is what we're dealing with. This is the meeting that Joe Biden was at a couple years ago. Notice it's in Egypt. You see this here? That's 9 hands representing what? The hands and arms who believe what we should be doing in the future. 9 arms, 11 raised, 9/11. That should make it suspicious right away. And it's in Egypt. Who was in Egypt? Don't that look like the rising of the sun? And the sun got colors of orange and gold? Is that Biden's real motivation? We need to ask the questions. What are we looking at? Do you really think it's possible that Egyptian gods of the past have worked their way into our modern day brick and mortar society? And that men and women who walk around with suits and ties on, doing daily governance with policies, have bought into an Egyptian way of an economy? Can you actually wrap your mind around that? Because that's what this thing comes down to. You might not want to believe it. You might not want to accept it. But just do your homework. I teach the 5 C's, the clues, the codes, the colors, the confirmation time, which includes the dates and conclusion. Part of the 5 C's is this historical aspect. Here's your sun god, Ra. Same hands, ain't it? Same hands. Look at that. Look at the hands of that sun. Look just like that, don't it? Pearson, yeah. Why would they have something similar? Or is it that? Look at the colors, orange and gold. Look at it. You think they're not speaking without speaking? One of the best ways to take over a country is to give one impression as you do another. And to keep you ignorant about history so you can't put it together. So you won't question. You better know what we're dealing with, people. We better know. And these clowns never ran a good economy in the first place. Akhenaten, he was arguably the most terrible economic historical leader ever. Why would I trust them? And you know you got to give alms to them. You know you got to praise them. You know you got to submit to them. And they're gods. That's the thing. These are gods. These are just not regular policies. These are gods. They require that you worship them. in their new system of things. So Joe is hiding it. He utilized this. It's called the Congressional Review Act. It's a law that enacted by the United States Congress as Subtitle E and contract with American Advancement Act of 1996. Now, this is under Bill Clinton. March 29th, 1996. This is what Joe Biden pulled on us yesterday. March 29th, 1996. March 29th. Take March 29th, 2024, subtracted from the day that Trump got elected, 11/5/2024. The difference is 7 months and 8 days. What's 78? Pearson, that's unbelievable. I know it is. What is 78? Trump is 78 years old, people. What are the odds? I would take the anniversary date, subtract it from the day that Trump got elected, and get Trump's birthday? His age? Come on, man. See, it take the King of Kings and Lord of Lords to pierce through this darkness. That's who I work for. That's how I'm able to decode this thing. Because I want you to know. Then look at this. Same date, 3/29/2025 now. That's that policy that Joe enacted to stop the drilling. Versus July 4th. We were founded July 4th, 1776. We got a birthday coming up in 2025. The difference in these dates, people, is 97 days. What's 97th day of the year? April 7th is the 97th day of the year. That's 4/7. Who's the 47th president? My God, Pearson, are you kidding me? No, I'm not. Trump is the 47th president. I told you we're dealing with a spiteful old man. He got his butt whooped at the debate. This is payback. I said he got his butt whipped at the debate. This is payback. Then look at this here. 3/29/2025, anniversary of that amendment that Joe used. Versus 6/14, Trump's next birthday, 6/14/2025. The difference is this. 78 days again. And like I said, Trump is 78 years old. Want to see my receipts? Trump's 78 years old. Watch this. Donald Trump's birthday.
According to Wikipedia,
He's 78 years old, people. I want to educate you guys as much as I can so we can target our prayer. We pray that Trump can overturn all this foolishness. Like I told y'all last night, what the Lord showed me. Delay, deny, debate, derail, destroy. That's what this mean old man is doing. That's why I called him the destroyer. So get ready for another battle. We had a little time off. It's time to fight again. I'm Friendship Pierce. If you like the work, please subscribe. Go to my site, Friendship Blue. Click on it like that. Click on my face. And then when that comes up, click on more. If you want to help the channel, I have Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. Also, my P.O. box is in there. Whatever you can do to help out, I appreciate it. God bless you. Share the video. You guys keep the faith. God bless.